A few years ago, while journeying through South Africa on a lecture tour, I happened upon a brief yet profound essay by Arnold Bennett concerning the nature of time. It struck me with such resonance that I feel compelled to share it with you. Time is the inexplicable raw material of everything. With it, all is possible. Without it, nothing. The supply of time is truly a daily miracle, an affair genuinely astonishing when one examines it. Each morning you rise, and as if by enchantment, your account is credited with 24 hours, a full measure of life's most essential and intangible element. It is not manufactured, not bought nor sold, but freely given. Yours alone. This daily deposit is the most valuable treasure you will ever possess. It cannot be stolen, borrowed, hoarded, or given away. And each soul receives precisely the same amount. In the economy of time, there is no class distinction, no privilege granted to the wealthy, no bonus hours gifted to the brilliant. The genius, the laborer, the saint, and the sluggard, all are equal in this domain. No punishment is meted out for squandering it. The next day, the same sum appears anew. You cannot reach ahead into tomorrow and draw from its store, nor can you bank today's hours for future use. You are left only with the fleeting now, the moment that slips, often unnoticed, into memory. Tomorrow waits beyond your grasp, preserved, untouched, until it too becomes your present. I have said this daily occurrence is a miracle. Is it not so? These 24 hours are granted to you to spend as you will. From them you seek to extract health, joy, success, peace, dignity, and even the unfolding of your eternal soul. How you manage this gift, how effectively you use it, is of utmost urgency and undeniable consequence. All hinges on this, that elusive golden prize, happiness, that we chase with such fervor, rests upon this foundation. Should one fail to match one's 24-hour income with a proper and thoughtful expenditure, life descends into disarray, unbalanced, muddled, and fraught with regret. We shall never be granted more time. We have only what we have always had, all the time that exists. The four attitudes toward the management of time. Time, the most precious currency ever known to man. And so, how we choose to manage it determines the quality and direction of our lives. Whether we are conscious of it or not, every person has adopted an internal philosophy, an attitude toward time, and that attitude profoundly shapes one's lifestyle. There are four distinct approaches people take toward time. Each reflects a way of thinking, and each produces markedly different results. The drifter mentality. The drifter approaches time with benign neglect. Rather than engaging with it, he lets it flow past like a lazy river. His life is unstructured, spontaneous, guided by impulse. The drifter is the tumbleweed caught in the whims of a desert breeze, relishing the uncertainty, the undemanding openness of such a path. If he holds a job, it is usually transient, chosen out of necessity rather than ambition. He avoids routine, recoils from obligations that impose a schedule. The drifter will often say, "I've always been late. I just can't seem to get the hang of time. Why bother? I'll just go with the flow." Is this inherently wrong? Who's to say? It is, after all, his life. But should you find yourself drawn to this manner of living, take a moment to consider. Drifting rarely leads to progress. A better life is seldom stumbled upon by accident. One does not drift upward. The 9-to-5 time manager. Then there is the 9-to-5 time manager, perhaps the most common of all. He thrives within a moderate framework. Neither a wanderer nor a workhorse, this person prefers balance. Stress, for him, must remain at manageable levels. He handles only a select number of tasks at once and values his evenings as sacred, a time to unwind, to enjoy life. Consider the man who, after working for years in a company, ventures out to start his own business. At first, enthusiasm carries him, but as he discovers the toll, Early mornings, late nights, endless responsibility. He retreats, opting once more for employment under another. Let them have the burden, he says. Let them carry the weight. Is that a failure? Hardly. Not if his options are limited to burnout or modest labor. For this man, the cost of success exceeded his personal threshold. His decision is neither cowardice nor laziness, but self-preservation. Not all are called to relentless pursuit. Some find peace in the middle path. Yet even here, one must remain vigilant, lest comfort dulls one's potential. The workaholic. Then we come to the workaholic, the embodiment of the old world idea of success. For the workaholic, more is always better. More hours, more effort, more output. Work is not merely a responsibility. It becomes identity. 12, 14 hours a day, 2 jobs back to back. Sleep is the enemy, rest and indulgence. Satisfaction is drawn not from what is gained, but from how much is endured. And while such devotion may win applause from onlookers, it often comes at a steep price. Fractured relationships, failing health, and eventually a reckoning of values. Ironically, the workaholic does not always earn more. Why? Because he is task-oriented, not results-focused. He labors harder, not necessarily smarter. If I had to choose among the first 3 approaches, drifting, clocking in, or relentless toil, I would struggle to declare one superior. Thankfully, there is a 4th, the enlightened time manager. Here, finally, is the ideal, the enlightened time manager. He borrows the best from all others. He plans, but with freedom. He works, but not endlessly. He schedules even time for leisure, even time for drifting. Like the 9-to-5er, he knows the value of limits and the sacredness of personal time. Like the workaholic, he is not afraid of exertion when necessity demands it. Yet what distinguishes him is this: he achieves more by working better, not simply more. His secret? Leverage, using every available resource to multiply results. Leverage is the master key. One may leverage money by wise borrowing to fund opportunity. One may leverage time by building teams, delegating tasks, and investing in systems that extend one's reach. The mastery of time. In the end, it comes down to this: either you control the day, or the day controls you. Time mastery begins with a decision, a resolution to be in charge. One of the most powerful tools in time management is a single word. That word is no. We are too quick to say yes, to be agreeable, to please, to avoid conflict. But every yes we utter without purpose steals hours we might have spent wisely. I too have struggled with this, so I learned a better way. Now when asked, I say, no, I don't believe I can, but if something changes, I'll let you know. It's polite, non-committal, and freeing. Should circumstances shift, you become the bearer of good news. A wise friend of mine often says, don't let your mouth overload your back. Another lesson: when you work, work. When you play, play. Mixing the two benefits no one. Working during play cheats you of rest. Playing during work cheats you of achievement. I've done both. I've taken my family to the beach only to sit in silence, preoccupied with office demands. I've scheduled motorcycle rides only to spend the day fidgeting at my desk. Now I travel with purpose. I work fully, then I rest fully. The difference is profound. A friend of mine, a successful builder, lives by this mantra: work a week, play a week. And he means it. 5 days he is a whirlwind of activity. Then he vanishes into leisure. No apologies, no guilt, only balance. Self-acknowledge. One of the cornerstones of enlightened time management is an ancient imperative: know thyself. Each of us is governed by an internal rhythm, a unique biological clock that dictates our highs and lows, our energy peaks and our periods of fatigue. To master time, one must first become a student of the self. Discover when you are most alert, most creative, most capable of sustained focus. If you find your energy strongest in the early morning, then rise with the dawn and make those hours sacred. Schedule your heaviest, most important tasks during that window of maximum performance. Are you in sales? Book your meetings before breakfast. Are you a writer? Write before the sun is high. Are you a decision maker? Make the big calls when your mind is sharp. But perhaps you are not a morning person. If so, do not fight your nature. Use your sluggish mornings for low-effort tasks and reserve your strategic efforts for the afternoon or evening. Next, examine your habits. Some of us are inherently disorganized. If you have spent years vowing to keep better records, balance your checkbook, or maintain a clean desk, and have failed to do so, accept this truth. Do not spend more time trying to fix what may be ingrained. Instead, delegate. Hire help. Surround yourself with those whose strengths cover your weaknesses. A time manager is not one who does everything, but one who ensures everything gets done. I learned this the hard way. Years ago, my staff realized I was a poor courier. Because of my constant travel, they would often ask me to deliver important documents. I always agreed. No problem, I'd say, and tuck the envelope into my briefcase or coat pocket. Predictably, the documents would remain there, forgotten, until they turned up at the dry cleaner or fell out weeks later. Eventually, my staff began treating me like a kind but unreliable child. "This is critical," they'd say. "Will you be sure to deliver it this time?" And I would solemnly vow that I would. Of course, I didn't. Now every new employee is briefed. Don't give the chairman anything to deliver. He is excellent at many things, but not that. There is no shame in knowing what you are not good at, only in pretending otherwise. Mastery begins with honesty. The telephone. The telephone, once a marvel, now ubiquitous, is both a powerful tool and a perilous trap. Every home has one. Every room has one. Soon every person carries one. And yet few of us have studied how to wield this tool wisely. It gives us the power to reach anyone in seconds. But it also gives everyone the power to reach us. It can be the greatest time saver or the greatest time thief, depending entirely on how we use it. Left unchecked, it interrupts our concentration, shatters our routine, and places control of our time into the hands of others. The key is this: let the telephone exist for your convenience, not the convenience of the world. If you have a secretary, train them well. Screen your calls. If you work alone, use an answering machine or voicemail. Return calls on your schedule, not theirs. And do not neglect your sanctuary, the home. If you allow the phone to intrude during dinner, during family time, during moments meant for laughter or reflection, you have handed over your most sacred hours to the demands of strangers. Learn to unplug. Let the machine take the call. Your spouse, your children, your friends, they deserve moments undisturbed by the ringing of a phone. And when it is you who places the call, be prepared. Have an agenda. How often do we waste time on rambling conversations, ending with, "There was something else I wanted to say, but I'll have to call you back." I have done this. You have done this. It is a common folly, but one easily cured. Before every call, jot down the key points. Know what you want to say. This will make the conversation efficient, professional, and productive. Better yet, you will have a record. Should the other party forget, as often happens, you can say with confidence, "We discussed 4 items. How are you progressing?" And if they protest, "We never talked about that," you will have the written proof. Time-defective organization. Much of what we do is governed by habit. Habits are comfortable, but when our goal is efficiency, old habits must be questioned. Take the time to examine your methods. Is your filing system still effective? Is your bookkeeping method serving you well? Are your records centralized, your resources easy to access? Technology has given us unprecedented tools for managing information. You need not embrace all of it, but be wise. Embrace what serves you best. In my office, I use a computer capable of remarkable tasks. While traveling, I bring a portable device that syncs with my main system. Information moves seamlessly between them. It is a tremendous time saver. But let us not forget, technology can be a double-edged sword. How many have purchased powerful machines to do simple tasks? It is like driving a sports car across the street to fetch the mail. Just because a tool exists does not mean it is useful to you. Use discernment. Seek expert advice if your systems are complex. Remember, you do not need to be good at everything, only wise enough to bring others into your vision. Asking the right questions. Time management is not just about schedules. It is about understanding, especially when leading others. One of the greatest time-saving techniques is also one of the simplest. Ask better questions. When something goes wrong, do not assume, do not accuse. Ask. If Mary is not making sales, we might say she needs more training. But what if the real problem lies deeper? Ask her supervisor, why isn't she making calls? She starts her day too late. Why? Because she's having trouble at home. And there lies the truth. It was never about sales techniques. It was about emotional well-being. One layer at a time, questions reveal the core. When you ask the right questions, you uncover the real problem, and real problems, once seen, can be solved. 4 ways of thinking on paper. The mind is a wondrous place, but a poor storage device. If you wish to manage time well, learn to think on paper. Planning your life is like building a house. No builder begins without blueprints. Why then should you begin a day without a plan? At my company, we have a saying, operate from document, not from thought. Do not wake up and ask, what shall I do today? By then it is already too late. Take the day off and plan for tomorrow. That is time well spent. Thinking on paper goes beyond a mere to-do list. There are 4 key tools you must master. 1. Your journal. Your journal is your intellectual reservoir, a sacred place where you gather ideas, reflections, and wisdom. Inspiration can strike anywhere. A book, a sermon, a conversation, even the whisper of your own thoughts while driving. Capture it. Do not let good ideas escape. The smallest insight, if preserved, can transform your life. Carry your journal everywhere. Make it your constant companion. 2. A project book. The ambitious among us juggle many tasks. People, projects, deadlines. A project book, a ring binder with dividers, becomes your tool for sanity. Assign a tab to each person or task. Under each section, record everything relevant. Performance, goals, communications, deadlines. When the time comes to evaluate, you will have clarity. You can do the same for your personal life. Keep a tab for each child. Note their needs, achievements, and conversations. Children remember moments. Parents forget. Let your notes remind you of what matters most. Do the same for your finances, your health, your dreams. Is it necessary? Not if you merely wish to get by. But if you seek excellence, it is indispensable. 3. A calendar. Not just any calendar. I refer to a proper daily planner, like the day timer. It holds your schedule, your expenses, your notes, your victories. It is the central processing unit for your life. Use it to collect the pieces, then move them to your journal or project book as needed. 4. A game plan. And finally, your game plan, the master strategy for your life. Just as no football team takes the field without a plan, no person should begin a day, a week, or a month without a roadmap. Rule 1, do not start your day until it is finished. Rule 2, do not start your week until it is finished. Rule 3, do not start your month until it is finished. A game plan can take the form of a grid, days across the top, tasks down the side. Use it to chart deadlines, block off time, visualize progress. It may be frustrating to construct. You will revise it often, but once complete, it becomes a mirror of your priorities and a promise to your future. Display it. Honor it. Let it remind you of what you must do. There will be pain in falling behind, but there will also be exhilaration as plans turn into achievements. It is the thrill of watching vision take form, like the artist admiring a finished canvas. A single well-crafted day, with intention, with soul, with beauty, becomes a memory to cherish, and as those days accumulate, a life of purpose and meaning emerges. For as someone once said, at midnight the winged messengers come and gather the pieces of your day to carry them to the mosaic of eternity. And perhaps, now and then, one turns to the other and whispers, wait until you see this one.